Take one? Okay, here we go.
And you of course got to be in the video, don't you?
Say your name, who you are, then introduce your family.
Hi, I'm Colton Williams, and I'm 10 years old. And this is my dad, Jonathan. This is my mom, Shelly. This is my brother, Hayden.
Great.
Cool.
So now you've met the family, and so they've kind of been the quiet heroes in all of this. A lot of people don't know that about 25% of the time I go home and 75% of the time I'm here at the ship. And that's been going on for 10 years at this point. It started in Richmond, and luckily we were only about 150 miles west of where we lived at that time. So I was able to take a train to home every couple weeks. But as we've gone to LA, the flights have become regular, and the pandemic was driving, but we're back to flights at this point. And so we decided to take this opportunity, and as we revisit 10 years of memories, to bring them into the mix and hear from my wife what 10 years of this has been, and frankly, what 20 years for me being involved in the ships. I think it's 17 to 18 years at this point. We've been married 15 years at this day. And anyways, I'm going to turn it over to her and let her talk about what the past 10 years of me being out of the house is.
Peaceful.
Peaceful, yeah. So, talk about,
well, 10 years ago, this one was a baby, and he was in elementary school, and you got the call. I think he had just started kindergarten, so, and he's a freshman now. So, it's
been that long?
It has been. It has been that long. So, for all of their life, pretty much, it's been the norm.
What grade am I in? Huh?
You're in 5th grade now.
Yeah, you were 5th grade and you were 5 months old at the time.
But when we first started dating, we both came into the relationship with something. I had a cat and he had the Battleship. My cat has since passed. My cat made it to 18 years. She's since passed. So
the Battleship hasn't passed yet.
The Battleship is still there. So that was our true loves when we met each other. Was so our first outing as a couple was Fleet Week San Francisco.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
When he was involved in that organization. So the ship has been a part of our relationship since the very beginning. To see what he's accomplished and where he's gotten and what he's done and what he's built is just I'm a proud wife for sure. But it does take its toll. These two are very active, and they're active in opposite things. So one of the compromises we made after he took the position and moved him down here was where we lived. He's a city boy. I grew up in the country, so we made a compromise that we bought some land and moved closer to my work and their schools. Made it easier on me, and we built a house and stuff, and basically put our family in a position where we could financially survive there, and until things got figured out with what was going forward, how this was going to work out, and put me close to home, to my work and their school and the rest of my family. So.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, I am grateful to the ops team for whatever they did, that he doesn't come home smelling like an old Battleship anymore. The first year was a lot of horrible smells and rewashing of clothes, and you like that smell?
The first 6 months was horrible.
Yeah, the time in Richmond was really bad.
Well, let's face it, my laundry load from that point, with my clothes triple the size they are now.
Yeah, wow.
You're talking like 4 pairs of coveralls versus probably 10 pairs of coveralls now if I had them.
God.
So yeah, it was not a, it was a stinky place. It was a really stinky place, and it was a difficult. It was fun. It was a challenge. I'm not sure I have the energy to ever do that one again. And it was cold. They came up and visited, stayed one night. Gosh, what? January, February.
No, it was before Christmas.
Was it before Christmas?
It was before Christmas. You didn't even have enough heaters on board.
Yeah.
It was so, and that one was in a pack and play. He was on a bed, and he and I were on air mattresses, I think, on the floor. Because it was a twin bed.
It was cold.
And it was very cold. It was an experience.
Yeah?
It was an experience.
A one-night experience.
Yeah, I think I packed the kids up and we headed home and took hot showers.
Been there, done that, I'm good.
Was it in Roosevelt's room?
Yes. In
Oh,
Captain's cabin.
there you go.
That was before we refurbished that. It was tan carpet that was dirty and greasy and carpet missing, and yeah, it was an adventure.
Worth it?
It was worth it. It's hard. I always say when these guys are done, when this one's out of high school and I don't have to be home to make sure nobody's burning my house down, that I'm gonna retire early and you know, be able to spend more time down here with him, but he threatens to retire before I do. So only one of us can afford to retire.
Mom, I have a question for
Yes.
you. Are you gonna move down here, Hawaii, or Astoria?
I don't know.
All good choices.
We'll spread them out. We'll winter.
Those are all a debate right now.
Winter Hawaii.
We'll winter in Hawaii. We'll summer in Astoria.
It depends where we're at with the ship and the museum, the National Museum, and where everything goes and how it evolves. I mean, this is kind of a lifetime passion and a dream, and luckily, in my feeling, I continue to be able to grow as a person and meet new people and have a great crew of folks that come along and support. And each evolution is a different evolution for me. I mean, even as we're going through speaking today, 10 years later, as long as I can continue to grow with this and continue to adapt and adjust and make sure we're doing the right thing for the crew and our supporters and our donors and the legacy of the ship, and when we go to the National Museum, I'll keep pushing as hard as I can for it. But if I outgrow it or the organization outgrows me and I don't have the capacity, then I'm also prepared to step aside and do the right thing.